Welcome to another episode of Trucker Talk, man. It's a beautiful day today, my brother.
Oh, it's nice. To me, the weather's super good because I don't like cold weather at all. And this is getting warm right down my alley. Montgomery, Alabama weather.
Hey, what is about to say? Spring is here. Well,
here.
spring will be here. It's
Well,
here.
I sent my because I do birdhouses, y'all. So I like birds. I got birdhouses in my back porch. But anyway, I saw them nesting it already. So the male was there, the rooster. He was there waiting. The house is ready. So I say, birds and bees are here now. He's sitting there waiting to find the right female to say, "Girl, come on in, take them feathers off, make yourself at home."
Well, you crazy?
That's what I told. That's what I told. I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "The birds are here, and it's nice sound. I hear them chirping,
right.
And he's chirping out there, calling the female. Of course, I think I sent y'all a picture once before of him. She was sitting on top of the hen, and so now it's just him. I can see, and he just waiting for the right female. So he's like, "Girl, come on in, take the feathers off, get comfortable."
Hey, what else to say, big dog?
Big dog.
Big dog.
Oh gosh.
The serving today it was good, man. It was and I can relate to some of it when it comes to I say situations that I've been in. So I mean, I also know other people that's going through some of those situations, and sometimes some people got to learn the hard way, but you know, like you always say, experience is the best teacher.
Yeah, it does.
So, but I'm gonna start out safety tip of the day. I'm gonna just go with the prioritize goal. You know, GOAL. That means get out and look. And when I worked for Cisco, they used to have them on the mirrors. You know, basically, you know, every time you back up or park, especially in unfamiliar, tight, poorly lit spots, you know, you think about when it rains, when it's dark outside, and even
visibility drops.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Visibility decreases.
Right. And, you know, you got some of them mornings where the sun is blazing in the eyes or something like that. And I remember I keep going back to Cisco. We had certain spots, and being in UT area, man, and you can in your head, you know where to back up at, but you got to remember, like cars, there may be a car parked on the left side, maybe 10 out of 12 deliveries. The next thing you know, somebody parked over here. So it's like you got to basically, I got a habit of getting out and look. And I did, and I give you an example. I was at one of my stops, Taz, when I was talking to one of my buddies, and I told him, I said, man, the Trans Am, normally he parks it right by, by the auto sign, but he moved it a bit. So in my mind, when I'm backing up, I was watching the mirrors and I'm thinking, I done backed a little too far because, he moved the car, but I always go off of the car.
Yes, makes sense. Familiar territory.
But I realized, I was like, man, he done moved the car over some because this ain't lighted up. The letters ain't lighted up. So I called that the other night, man. But yeah, you just got to be careful. And, if you're backing up somewhere or you in an area, you're not comfortable with it, or if you're not sure, just get out and look, because that will save you a lot of headache, a lot of pain.
A drug test.
Well, that too. So, but today we're going to talk about everything feels solid until life hits it. And I'm going through this right now. So your relationship is solid until an argument shakes it. Your confidence is solid until rejection shakes it. And your faith is solid until tragedy shakes it. So with trucking, a load can be strapped down tight, but hit one hard bump on I-40, you'll know real quick, what wasn't secured, right? So what does solid really means? Okay, I'm gonna talk about the false solids first. The false solids are built on validation, built on comfort. Some people can relate to this. Built on routine. I can relate to this. Built on avoidance. Built on as long as nothing goes wrong.
Oh.
That's the worst.
Oh, you hear it every day. But they say, I'm going to get off work early as long as nothing goes on. I'm going to do this as long. Somebody said that actually today. I was actually, it might have been yesterday. It was like, they said something. Well, yeah, it's going to be all good if everything goes right.
Right. But people got, validation can be a devil, man. That can hurt you. And I've experienced, throughout my whole life, I experienced that, in comfort. I'm going back to comfort. Comfort, you can be comfortable, and things that I've experienced in life, I can be a little too comfortable with routines and stuff like that. I don't went from comfort to routine, but being comfortable with things, and as soon as that messes up, you're just like, dang, now I gotta regroup. I gotta come up with another plan. So, but yeah, so real solid. So real solid means built on discipline, built on healing, built on truth, and built on self-awareness. So we're talking about built on character. You've been talking about character here lately, man. And,
I bring it up almost every time. Almost
every day.
Yeah.
And your character, man, that
hard to say so much about a person.
Well, it does, but I think sometimes, we're not, and me and a good friend of mine, we had this conversation, and we was talking about, being a father, and just like how I can go back to times, when I was a younger father, and not saying I'm ashamed, but I've made choices or say if I've done something in front of my son that I knew it wasn't right, but I done it. I look back and I'm thinking, why did I do that? Even though I done it, my son will never forget that, but
Right.
now that the person that I am being a father, just being now the examples that I'm setting, it's like when you look back at you doing that, you have to, what's the word? You got to not make up for it, but you got to
really readjust the lifestyle or change that habit so they can see the habit, I think. Because we talk about this all the time too.
Right. Right. So, and with me and buddy of mine, we had that conversation. I was like, man, I never thought about it like that. I'm just thinking, you say, you can be like, hey, I'm sorry I did this. Then you think, because you don't know I don't know what's going on in his head, but he sees me by the example that I said. So.
Yes.
But,
hand on you. Told me the quote that he says. Tell everybody what he said.
He says, be the change that you want to see. He told me that, and I was just like, I like that.
Yeah.
He said, be the change that you want to see.
That's good. That's awesome.
Pretty good, man. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him anyway, but I'm proud of him.
Yeah, I'm thinking I got to use that at least today.
Right there.
Yeah.
But so built on discipline. Being solid, you have to be disciplined as far as like being a provider, going to work on time, keeping up your house, different things like that. Because if you ain't disciplined in certain things, man, the world will take a turn. Your whole life will take a turn. So me, I'm working on a built on healing right now because like I said, I have things hit me every day, and more that I stay away from things or people in this world, the more the devil comes and he attacks me. He's like, come on. He's like, hey, you remember me? Hey,
yeah, I'm back,
and so I'm working so hard and I'm doing pretty good. And
yeah,
I'm still
absolutely
staying focused on the things that I need to focus on. So built on truth, what you got to say about being built on truth?
That counts. I think it says a lot. And we talk about truth all the time because ain't nothing no saying. The more you lie, the more you got to lie. And eventually you run out of lies. Now everything has become one big untruth. So starting out with the truth is easier to keep up with. And it goes back to character. It sets good character from that point on.
Right.
By being truthful. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes, people don't want to hear the truth, but it's like, what I'll tell you, it's going to hurt me more if I keep it in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm learning to let things out now,
Yeah.
man. I've been holding on to some things for a long
Yeah,
time, and
and it eats you up like a dagger inside you. And you're just like, oh God, this hurts. Every day you wake up, your stomach in knots. And it does. I think it takes away from your daily life because you dwelling on that, and it's like I gotta let this. I gotta get it out. I gotta
right.
be honest and tell the truth about this.
Yep, and just let it go, man. So, and built on self awareness, you have to be self aware. Self awareness is it's a good thing
Mm.
because, like I said, like a check engine light, you do not want to ignore it. So,
Mhm.
if it falls apart when it's tested, it wasn't solid. It was convenient.
Never thought about that way. Yeah.
So, what shakes us? Okay, breakups, losing a job, financial stress,
Mm.
health scares,
Oh yeah.
being a single father, and then loneliness, especially for men. So, and silence from people you expected support from. So, pressure doesn't destroy you, it reveals what wasn't reinforced, man.
Absolutely. 100%.
Sometimes pressure can hit you in different stages in your life, and like we talk about being tested, it can test you.
Mhm.
It can test you, man. And when it tests you, just be ready to make that choice and
Yeah.
either fight or flight.
Yeah, that's
Fight or
pretty much,
flight.
yeah, it's not many options you're gonna have. But
You
you,
ain't
you got to try to fix it because the pressure's not gonna decrease. It only gets
Yes.
worse.
It
It
will only get
magnifies.
worse, man. So when something shakes you, you don't panic. So shaking exposes cracks. Cracks show you where to rebuild. Rebuilding builds strength. So I'm gonna tie this to mental health. It's okay if anxiety shakes you. It's okay if I doubt shakes you. What matters is what you reinforce after.
Yes.
So and how to reinforce yourself. What you gotta do, we'll talking about you check your foundation, your values, and your habits in your circle.
Yes.
So we'll start with that. And like from a recent experience that I had, like I said, going back to last May, I had to not find myself, but I had to scramble, and I had to figure some things out, man. And like I said, the values, your habits, and the people that I had around me, they was comforting and they was there for me. But my foundation, I was, I don't know, because when you live by yourself and you're the only sole provider, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yes. Absolutely. No
Whole
doubt.
nother ball game because you got on your left side of your brain, you got your mathematics and you calculating everything on this side, but then you got the real math on the
Yeah,
right
on the
side.
side. Yeah.
So you're like, okay. Well, wait, what's that joke you say? Somebody go get paid.
Yeah.
So that happens, but so you talk to somebody. Men need to talk, and just like another good friend of mine, we've been talking about every morning. Just trying to get caught up on some things. And I had a conversation with him the other day, and he was telling me, he was carrying something, and I was like, man, why didn't you call me? You should have hit me up. And so he was just like, well, man, I'm just going through emotions and processing things in life, and being a father, being a provider, it's because like I said, men need to talk more. Need to reach. I mean, men and women, not just men, but people.
Yeah.
People need to talk more.
Right.
And so he shared that with me, and we had some great conversations last week. So you got to strengthen your discipline. Heal what you keep ignoring. And I'm gonna say this again to myself.
Mhm.
You got to heal what you keep ignoring because this is one of the things that I'm dealing with. as we speak now, because there again, being a sole provider and just providing some things in life I ain't gonna, well, I'll say you do without, but some things in life you just let go and you just keep, like, say I focus on working. And just like, when I go to therapy, relationships, one of the things that I don't want to say I have great friendships, but relationships was one of the things that I really didn't focus on. I didn't get involved in because I was too busy.
Yeah, priorities.
Just trying to get living life and just making sure, my son was raised. So do I regret that? I don't want to say I regret that because I see people, in relationships now that they carry trauma from years of relationships. So, and then I just wonder, I guess you can, but how does that saying go? Hindsight is better than foresight.
Yeah.
You can say I woulda, shoulda, coulda, but at the end of the day,
you don't know.
Guess where I'm at. So, but yeah, so you got to stop pretending. This is one of the things that I was doing. Stop pretending that you're unshakable, because unshakable isn't someone who never moves. It's someone who resets fast. So I was good at, pretending like I wasn't shakable, or unshakable. So, but yeah, life will hit you, man. Life is real. Life is real. So I'm gonna use this trucking analogy on this segment. So you don't wait until the tires blow to check the pressure. You don't ignore warning signs. You don't overload your trailer beyond capacity. You gotta ask, what warning lights have you been ignoring in your life? You got some light.
Actually, all of those, I think, it kind of sums up. They are preventative measures.
Okay.
Because you're taking heat into what's going on. You're looking at you kind of almost like reevaluating things. So you start looking at this because for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So think about it in that terms. Just like you were saying about you don't wait until something happens to try to fix it. When you get an idea of something ain't going right, we was talking about that in church today too.
Right.
You get an idea. You starting to see when the plant ain't really growing. You got it sitting in the closet. It ain't gonna never grow. It's not. You start like, man, this thing is just not growing, but it's in the dark.
Right.
You got to bring it to the light so we can get some light, so it has some growth. So all that kind of revolves around life. But yeah, we try to. I just believe in trying to repair or fix things before they get beyond fixing, or gets worse than what they actually are.
Right. And I see that. So as far as this topic, George, he put the idea up with this topic. So what made you think of or what draw you to come up with this?
Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, and it's kind of the same thing. It's like we're talking about relationships, and this pretty much all this revolves around relationship communication. And we was talking. I'm thinking, wow, okay, y'all even talk about this? Nope. And to a point of the degree of what's going to happen if something's not said or talked about soon, because it's going to be a big change in what's going to happen versus not talking about it right now. Like I said, check the pressure before the tire blows out. Things need to be talked about now. So I believe in try to communicate ahead of time instead of after the fact, because after the fact, then maybe have an argument. It's not going to get resolved at that point. But if you casually talk about it before, it's most likely you can resolve it before it gets out of hand.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna ask the listeners, what has shook you recently? Did it break you or build you? And what are you reinforcing right now? So that's some homework or something I'm gonna leave the listeners with. And as my nephew say, like, subscribe, and share.
At the bottom.
Oh man,
cracked me up when he said that.
Boy, be 7, man. He'll be 7. He grown anyway. But yeah, when I was getting them, they was potty training.
Well, they were exactly. Okay. Now I had to coach you. I had to coach you on the potty training.
Yeah,
I
you did.
I said, allow some grace, man, because they still learning.
They still learning, man. You got to have patience and patience.
Patience on top of
And,
patience. And that's a tough one because most
gosh.
people, our patience run out real quick. Myself,
Well-
I have to learn to have that patience. Like I would step back and give some patience here.
You gotta remember how long it's been since I've had a potty. Just like even with Malachi, he was little, but it's been a long time. So here you got two young humans or little humans looking at you, and they be ready to play, go outside, and next thing you know, they're like this, doing
The last minute,
the pee dance. I'm telling her like, what are you doing? I'm like, go to the bathroom. Like, what are you doing? Like,
they're afraid to move at that point. So I can't move, but if I move, it's over.
I'm just like, golly.
pick me up and carry me to the bathroom because I can't walk.
Wait to the last minute, man. But
Oh my good
but
morning.
closing motivation, man. Don't be embarrassed that something shook you. Be proud that you are rebuilding stronger.
Yes.
Because solid isn't tested in comfort. It's proven in storms.
That was the thing I sent this morning. Walking in,
You
yep.
can't pull it. So because solid isn't tested in comfort, it's proven in storms.
Oh my goodness.
So
it really is.
And before I change the subject, I'm gonna change the subject.
That's okay. That's a good subject to
The
be
next
changing to.
series, Heart and Soul. The next series is My Strange Addiction.
That's gonna be
My Strange Addiction.
It's gonna be
New days, old addictions. From AI to social media, we are surrounded by new, somewhat strange addictions. Join us as we learn to navigate the new world. Freedom is found when we understand these new addictions have old origins.
because you will get caught up in
Well, I've been caught up. Like
Yeah.
I said, at 41, I'm
caught up in
social media,
my Lord.
apps. You can easily.
You know what I was gonna tell you. For
I'm
the
guilty.
listeners, we got an inside thing we got going on. I told him, I said, and Austin preached about this a couple of months. Delete the app.
Delete the app.
Delete the app.
You
Simple.
got to, man. And hey, there was times
You can swipe. You're gonna swipe for some reason. You're gonna swipe right to it. You're gonna like.
No,
there
you're
it
gonna
is.
get a notification because this is what
Oh,
the apps remind you. If you ain't been on them, they will let you know. Hey,
y'all,
yes.
Hey, don't forget about me.
So delete the app.
Yeah,
You got
delete
to.
the app. Yep.
So
Wow, that's awesome.
I don't know if it's awesome, but
Well, it's awesome to recognize. Awesome to recognize. I think that was one of our bullet points, wasn't it? Recognize,
Oh man.
identify, and recognize.
Self-awareness.
Yeah.
Self-awareness.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Have self-awareness. So but we appreciate you guys.
Oh, other than we had to give a shout out to Sarah this morning at church. So she put it down.
Sarah told
I
her.
couldn't help but to laugh.
Yeah, she said, that's my man. She said, if you disagree with what he got to say, she said, you got to deal with me.
She's gonna start putting hands.
She said she gonna put her head, but hey, she was joking, y'all. But it was a good sermon, though.
God, it really was.
They did good today.
And
yeah.
straight to the point. And it was down to earth real. And that's what you got to have nowadays. You know, you can't sugarcoat. You start sugarcoating too much and everything becomes tasting sweet. And everything is not sweet, people.
No. But
I've been
there's
around too
genuine.
long.
Like I like the way they, just the whole church and the way they run things.
Yes.
And it's just it's an inviting environment.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell anybody that, you look for a church home.
Oh, check it out. It don't cost
Check
you
it
to
out.
come in, check it out if you're in the vicinity or if it's worth the drive, because it's an experience, and that's what he likes.
It's a really good experience, yeah. But as always, man, we appreciate you all.
Yep. Y'all have
a good day, have a good week, and
Be safe.
We got some good weather this week, I think.
Yeah, but that's okay. But still be safe because now your mind is on marching. So be safe driving.
Right.